Tuyambia na mauvo makonetie Mutiani ni kana Minista muviani wa Useseei wa Nthini Dr. Fred Matiang'I niwatongiesya iseso ya Kuvingua ikumbi ya mitiani kuya sub-county ya Yatta va countini ya Masaku vala waikiithya kana mitiani ya Kcpe niyambiia nesa na kana nimekuikiithya va syiko sya ungei inakusiiwa otondu mwandiki witu Bonnie Mutisya ukuelesya.
Ainena itino kutongoesya iseso ya Kuvingua ikumbi ya mitiani kana kondeina sub-countini ya Yatta na kutembea masukulu na mweme sub-countini no kuikiithya kana mitiani ya Kcpe niyambiia muthenyani wa umunthi. Minista muviani wa Useseei Fred Matiang'I ni wasekana serikali ni ikite mitalatala kivathukanyo na kuikiithya kana maundu ondela makonetie kisomo maina vikia na uvaluka.
No, we have started national exams, as you know, and for the last 5 years, we've had a collective focus on administration of exams and all matters public policy, whether it's in the education sector or elsewhere. What our president introduced as all of government approach. We come together as government departments to ensure that national activities and national policies implemented effectively. One of that is ensuring that the national education cycle goes on very well.
Matiang'I ni wathingirila kana muvea wa kisomo nuwe kumbilitwe ni ivinda yumu ivindani ikwina ikuwa ya corona miaka 2 mivitu na yu nivaendea na ukusiwa uvucho kumana na kuoleka kwa ikuwa ya corona na undu ma kisomo kuendea na eka uvingi sika weta kana ni ivinda yololo nthini wa mitiani le kwithiwa kwa ivindani yi.
For you to notice that we've gone through a tough time the last 2 years and quite frankly we have to be grateful to God that God has seen us through the challenges we've had of COVID-19. We have fared better than many by the grace of God. Our children and our colleagues in the education sector have worked so hard, reworking the education calendar, the annual education calendar to fit in the transition exams and transition tests that are required. That's why we are having these exams at this point in time. We are working together. I think all plans are in place. We've been working very closely with our colleagues at the Ministry of Education. I am satisfied with what is in place right now.
Yu ni waikiithya kana iseso la yambiwa muthanani wa umunthi vaithina onomwe unakusiwa na masukulu kivathukanyo ni mambiia Mutiani wa kilasi ya nyanya kana Kcpe aitambuka masukulu ni kivathukanyo makithimani ila Yatta na kutoa isa munene nyamukuvi na alimu ovamwe na ungamii ma Mutiani wa Kcpe.
And this morning we've had conversations with so many of our colleagues across the country. I think the exercise has started on very well. I've not heard of any hitch so far, including in areas where we have security operations going on. We've made sufficient provisions to ensure that our children and the teachers who will administer the exams are secure and they are safe as they do that. And we will continue to do that as we go through this. All I ask is that all of us, because this is very important for our children, all of us across the country, we support our colleagues in the Ministry of Education and we support our children. This is really the stuff that builds our country. We are focusing on our kids and to ensure that the transition from this point to the next point in their academic lives.
Oingine wa makulia asi kuendea na matethesya kululumilia mugo iweta kana serikali ni kiithyitie mugo wa kuyamanyiwa alama kwithwa maika mitiani no na kumongelela Useseei na waikiithya kana ni mamina mitiani yo onesa.
We will follow through what our colleagues at the Ministry of Education have put in place. You had the Minister last week insist on public meetings. We support that very much. My colleagues in the provincial administration, or ungei as we call it these days, are all primed to work closely with the education sector colleagues. We will ensure that we keep the school environment totally conducive for the examination season, as it were. So we are moving around to ensure that this is done, and we are working to support our teachers and support our children during this time.
We muthenya wa mbe wa Mutiani wa kilasi cha nyanya Kcpe na ula wikwatiwa kuendea kwa mithenya 3 na kuthala muthenyani wa auke ulani wa katatu maundu ala matekwikwatiwa nthini wa Mutiani uni syiko sya ukengani kati wa maundu angi nthini wa manyiwa na hindi maundu ao nthina ala methiwa mainene wa muthenyani wa umunthi na mekwithiwa maendea na unenaniwa nthini wa ivinda ya mitiani. Ndi ripoti ya Mutongoi TV kumava sub-countini ya Yatta. kauntini ya Masaku, nyenita wa Bonnie Mutisya.